Hello everyone, welcome to STR UPSC. So today we'll speak about directive principles of state policy, which are in part 4 of our Indian Constitution. Before this, we'll be having fundamental rights, which are in part 3 of our Indian Constitution. When we see fundamental rights, we can say that there are negative obligations on the state. So they'll be telling that state should not do this, state should not do that, and all. Okay, so in this lecture, I'll be telling how to remember the directive principles of state policy in a easy way. So here, we can see that they are from Article 36 to 51. So Article 36 tells about the definition of the state, which is similar to Article 12 of the Indian Constitution. So it is nothing but Parliament, then state legislature, then local governments like municipalities, panchayats, and some bodies which get recognition from the state. For example, universities and schools are also considered as state. In some of the Supreme Court judgments, we have got that. Then Article 37 of the Indian Constitution tells about, here we should see about enforceability. For example, Article 32 gives a remedy for if fundamental rights are abrogated. So similarly, Article 37 says that these directive principles of state policy are not enforceable in the court of law. What does this mean? So, for example, India was ruled by British for years. So, in that at that point of time, our population was like 35 crore, and Britishers have exploited us economically, and there were famine and all. So, in that situation, we don't have enough money to do all the things, to all the good. So at that point of time, what our constitution makers have said that so we should do this whenever we will be having a money and position to do that. So they're saying that these things are not enforceable in court of the law, and these are moral obligations on the government. So if you do this, our country or our state will be good. So that's why they are telling this. So Article 37 will be telling about something called enforceability. 36 state, 37 enforceability. Enforceable అవుతాయా అవ్వవు, కోర్టుకి వెళ్ళి కేసు వేస్తే జరగదు. So Article 38, so state will be striving to promote something called welfare. So these things they have took from preamble. So in preamble it will be telling about welfare. సో ఎందుకు డిపిఎస్పీస్ని అమలు చేయాలి, వై వీ షుడ్ ఇంప్లిమెంట్ డిపిఎస్పీస్ ఫర్ ద వెల్ఫేర్ ఆఫ్ ద స్టేట్, అండ్ దిస్ వాస్ ఆస్క్డ్ ఇన్ previous years questions. You can see that. And also justice, social, economical and political. So from where we have taken this? From preamble. So Article 38 is directly from preamble. What DPSPs will be doing? They will be doing welfare, and they are in order to give a justice which is of social, economic and political. Then and 38 clause 2, it is telling that it will be minimizing inequalities in income, and it will be reducing inequalities in status, facilities, opportunities. So this thing also we can see that it is there in preamble. So reducing inequalities or else minimizing inequalities and eliminate inequalities in status, SFO, facilities and opportunities. And it is also saying that so you can expect one question from this area, not only among individuals but also among the groups which are residing in different areas. Okay, then so Article 38 totally of preamble, so it is telling about one, welfare state. Second thing about justice, social, economical and political. Third thing, inequality should be minimized and inequalities should be eliminated in terms of status, facilities and opportunities. Then Article 39. So to remember Article 39, especially it will be having different clauses in it. So it is telling that state to secure something to its citizens. So state should do this to secure something. So for example, here livelihood, here distribution of wealth, here concentration of wealth, then equal pay, health, children. So I'll be we can remember this. We can remember this with the help of LDCPHC. So here I'm remembering with the help of least developing countries having primary healthcare centers. So state will be securing every men and women equally having a right to adequate means of livelihood. సో జీవనోపాధి పొందడానికి బోత్ మెన్ అండ్ విమెన్ అర్హులుగా ఉండాలి అండ్ ఈక్వల్గా ఉండాలి. సో దే షుడ్ బి గెటింగ్ ఈక్వల్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్, ఈక్వల్ జాబ్స్, ఈక్వల్ ఆపర్చునిటీస్, దిస్ థింగ్. సో 39(8) will be telling about securing citizens, whether they are men or women, they should be treated equally and have a right to adequate means of livelihood. So L for livelihood. Okay. Then ownership and material resources of the community are so distributed that as best to serve common good. So for example, material resources, land. So for example, in previous days, total land మొత్తం ఎవరి దగ్గర ఉంటుంది? జమీందార్. సో జమీందార్ కింద ఇంకో జమీందార్ ఉంటాడు, చిన్న జమీందార్. దెన్ దే విల్ బి హ్యావింగ్ సమ్ మోర్ జమీందార్, స్మాల్ జమీందార్. దెన్ ఫార్మర్స్ విల్ బి దేర్. సో ఫార్మర్ ఇతనికి 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 అండ్ ఈ జమీందార్ ఏమో బ్రిటిష్ వాళ్ళకి ట్యాక్స్ పే చేయాలి. సో దానివల్ల ఏమైంది, ల్యాండ్ మొత్తం ఇతని పేరు మీదే ఉంది. అండ్ ఆఫ్టర్ వి గాట్ ఇండిపెండెన్స్, ఇక్కడ ఫార్మర్స్ అందరూ ఇతని మీద డిపెండ్ అయ్యి ఉంటారు కాబట్టి వీ కెనాట్ కంప్లీట్లీ టేక్అవుట్ ఆఫ్ ద సిస్టమ్. ఒకసారి వాళ్ళని కంప్లీట్ సడన్గా ఎలిమినేట్ చేసేసి వీళ్ళకి ఎటువంటి రీఫార్మ్స్ మనం ఇవ్వకుండా, ఎటువంటి ల్యాండ్ లేకుండా ఉంటే వాళ్ళు పండించుకోలేరు, వాళ్ళ దగ్గర ఫుడ్ ఉండదు. సో ఇన్ దట్ సిచ్యువేషన్ వీ నీడ్ టు డూ సంథింగ్ గుడ్. సో స్లోలీ వీ షుడ్ డూ దట్. దట్స్ వై state is telling, constitution is telling to state that, so do this. So ownership and material resources of the community should be distributed so that it will be serving the common good. It means that it should be helpful to everyone in the society. It should not be getting stagnated in few hands. Okay, so it is that. So it is telling that don't give one thing to only one person, distribute it to everyone, okay, which is of community. So D for distribution. C for concentration of wealth. So in India we can see that it's like 5% of population. I mean, some people will be having more wealth and many of the people will be having less wealth. So economic system should be operated such that there should not be a concentration of wealth and means of production to the common detriment. So only ఒకరి చేతుల్లోనో కొంతమంది చేతుల్లోనో డబ్బులు ఉండకూడదు, అందరి చేత ఈక్వల్గా ఉండేలాగా ఎకనామిక్ సిస్టమ్ని ఆపరేట్ చేయమని చెప్పి ఆర్టికల్ 39 క్లాస్ సి చెప్తుంది. సి ఫర్ కాన్సన్ట్రేషన్ ఆఫ్ వెల్త్, డి ఫర్ డిస్ట్రిబ్యూషన్ ఆఫ్ ఓనర్షిప్ అండ్ మెటీరియల్ రిసోర్సెస్, దెన్ పి ఫర్ ఈక్వల్ పే ఫర్ ఈక్వల్ వర్క్ ఫర్ బోత్ మెన్ అండ్ విమెన్. అండ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇంపార్టెంట్ థింగ్ they might ask, so in which dpsp they have given equal pay for equal work for both men and women. Article 39 clause D. Article 39 clause E states that, so in previous thing we have seen about pay, now we have to see about work. So workers, whether they are men or women, and their health and strength should be like, they should not be abused and they should not be forced to work because of their economic necessity. For example, Commonwealth Games జరిగాయి ఢిల్లీలో. So this is an example from NCRT, Commonwealth Games in New Delhi. So what happened is, some people from Bihar were employed by some company to build this stadium and all. At that point of time, they used to make these people work at least for 14 hours. So what about the strength of the person who is working for 14 hours? And what about the condition there? They are getting abused. And also, they should not be forced, because they are poor, they should not be forced to work for 14 hours. So health and strength of the workers should be taken into consideration, their age and strength also. Okay. So children should not be employed. For example, some children will be employed in tea shops and all. This should not be done. that is abusement. Then last, HC, children should be given opportunity and they should be protected against exploitation. They should be given a good childhood. So this is what Article 39 Clause F is telling. So we'll be remembering this with the help of LDC PHC. So L for D for C for P for H for C for children, H for health and strength, then P for equal pay, C for concentration of wealth. Economic system should be run such that there should not be any concentration of wealth. D for distribution of resources, and L for livelihood. Fine. Then 39A, it has been added. So it is telling that ensure the opportunities for securing justice are not denied to any citizens by reason of economic or other disabilities. This can be remembered with the help of a movie, Jai Bhim. So as if you are poor, you should not be denied to have a justice, and you should be getting a free legal aid. So these things should happen. So if you are poor, or if you are coming from rural area, or if you are coming from any background, it doesn't mean that you should not get justice. Everyone should get justice. That is the concept of equal justice. And to represent them, there should be a free legal aid. So which article is giving? Article 39A. So this has been added. So Article 40. So Article 40 speaks about village panchayats. Village panchayats ని ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ చేయాలి, అండ్ వాళ్ళకి కావాల్సిన విలేజ్ పంచాయత్స్కి కావాల్సిన పవర్స్ అండ్ అథారిటీస్ ఇచ్చి సెల్ఫ్ గవర్నమెంట్గా వర్క్ చేయడానికి కండిషన్స్ని క్రియేట్ చేయమని చెప్పి ఆర్టికల్ 40 చెప్తుంది. దెన్ ఆర్టికల్ 41. సో Article 41 will be speaking about right to work, education, public assistance in cases of employment. So 4 minus 1 equal to 3. So Article 41 is speaking about three things: work, education, public assistance. Work, education, public assistance. Work ఎవరికి ఇవ్వాలి? అన్ఎంప్లాయిడ్ పీపుల్కి ఇవ్వాలి. ఓకే. సో సేమ్ థింగ్, అన్ఎంప్లాయిడ్ ఎందుకు ఉంటారు? ఎడ్యుకేషన్ లేకపోతే ఉంటారు. పబ్లిక్ అసిస్టెన్స్ ఎవరెవరికి ఇవ్వాలి? ఓల్డ్ ఏజ్ పీపుల్కి ఇవ్వాలి, సిక్గా ఉన్న పీపుల్కి ఇవ్వాలి, దెన్ డిసేబుల్డ్ పీపుల్కి ఇవ్వాలి, అండ్ అన్ఎంప్లాయిడ్ యూత్కి కూడా ఇవ్వచ్చు. ఓకే. సో ఆర్టికల్ 41 ఈజ్ స్పీకింగ్ అబౌట్ రైట్ టు వర్క్, ఎడ్యుకేషన్, పబ్లిక్ అసిస్టెన్స్ ఇన్ కేసెస్ ఆఫ్ అన్ఎంప్లాయ్మెంట్, ఓల్డ్ ఏజ్, సిక్నెస్, disabled, and some other conditions. Okay. Article 42. So Article 42 speaks about something called, so gestation period of a pregnant human is 42 weeks. Okay. So with that we'll be remembering this number. So generally 42 అనే ఆర్ట్తో మామ్ అండ్ చైల్డ్ బొమ్మను గీస్తారు. సో విత్ దట్ ఆల్సో యూ కెన్ రిమెంబర్. So it is telling about just and human conditions of work and maternity relief. So after delivering baby, the girl or the women should be given a compensation. I mean, like, they should be paid for that, even if they are not working. And after that, after they get enough rest, they should be taken into work. So this we can see in many companies and many organizations. This is done by government. Then just and human conditions of work. So we can see that manual scavenging is there. So manual scavenging still exists in some of the panchayats or municipalities or some corporation. So here what happens is, just and human conditions of work are not there, right? Even in this technological era, we are using human to remove the human waste. So it is very bad. So for that, so constitution is telling that just humane conditions of work should be given to everyone. Article 43. is speaking about. So 43, love you for life. So to live a life, you need a decent standard of life, and also you need some work, you need some living wages, and you need some good conditions of work. Then only you can love your life. So to love your life should be decent standard, and to live a decent standard of life, you need work, you need some living wage, and you need good conditions of work. And in that work, you need like in you need some leisure time. So it is not like 8 hours continuously you should stand, or 5 hours you should continuously stand. You should be having leisure time so that you can take rest and can get back to the work, and you should be given a full enjoyment of social and cultural opportunities in particular state. And also this article will be telling about promoting the cottage industries in rural areas. So this is a Gandhian principle. So I'll be speaking about Gandhian principle, liberal principle, social principle, or socialist principle. Okay. So article 43 they have added. So cottage industries, management of industries. So they have said that there should be workers should be allowed to participate in management of industries. Then article 43b. So this was added by 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976. Okay, when workers have turned against Indira Gandhi government, she has added one dpsp, participation of workers in management of industries. So workers union ఇటువంటివి ఎస్టాబ్లిష్ చేయడానికి help this. Then 43b, promotion of cooperative societies. So we can see cooperative banks in rural areas. So promotion of cooperative society, article 43b. 44, 4 and 4 యూనిఫామ్ గా ఉన్నాయి, రెండు సేమ్ గా ఉన్నాయి కాబట్టి యూనిఫామ్ సివిల్ కోడ్. ఆర్టికల్ 45. సో 4 minus 5 or 5 minus 4 equal to 1. లెస్ దాన్ 1 year ఓల్డ్ ఉన్న చిల్డ్రన్కి కేర్ కావాలి. సో ఆ కేర్ని ఇవ్వమని చెప్పి ఆర్టికల్ 45 చెప్తుంది. సో ఎర్లీ చైల్డ్హుడ్ కేర్ అండ్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ టు చిల్డ్రన్ బిలో ద ఏజ్ ఆఫ్ 6 years. ఓకే, సో బిలో ద ఏజ్ ఆఫ్ 6, ఎడ్యుకేషన్ టు ద చిల్డ్రన్ ఆఫ్ బిలో ద ఏజ్ ఆఫ్ 6 years, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ అంగన్వాడీస్. దెన్ ప్రమోషన్ ఆఫ్ education and economic interest of SC and STs. So 4 minus 6 equal to 2. So two things, SC and ST. So promotion of education and economic interest of SC and STs and other weaker sections, and protect them from social injustice and all forms of exploitation. So just 46, remember promotion of educational and economic interest of SCs and STs. Then 47. So raise the level of nutrition and standard of living, improve public health, prohibition of consumption of intoxicated drinks and drugs except for medical purpose. So they are telling that so alcohol should be banned, and drugs which except for medical purpose it should be banned, and should raise the level of nutrition and standard of living. Then 48. So 48 in Hindi it is called Adtalis. Adtalis. Okay. So AD, animal husbandry. So they're telling that agriculture and animal husbandry should be organized in modern and scientific lines. It should not be like ఇంకా వుడెన్ ప్లవ్ తీసుకొని దున్నేస్తాం. These things and all should not be there, and you should deploy something called technologies into your farms and animal husbandry. Then this article also speaks about animals, right? So it also tells that cows should not be slaughtered, and other milch like goat and all draught cattle like camel should not be slaughtered for meat. So this is also one of the Gandhian principle. Okay. Then 48A, where animals will be there in forest. So 48A speaks about protection and improvement of environment and safeguarding forest and wildlife. So 49, 49. So 4T. So it is telling to protect the monuments, places, and objects of national importance. Nothing but forts. Okay. 50-50. So separation of powers between judiciary and executive should be done. It is telling, it is given in the article 50. Article 51, it tells about international peace and security. So just we'll just revise whatever we have done. So article 36 to article 51 is dpsp. So in that, article 36 equal to article 12, which is the definition of state. Article 37 will be speaking about enforceability. Then article 38 will be speaking about preamble things. So in preamble we have welfare, then justice, then equality. Okay, welfare of the people, justice, social, economical, and political, and inequality should be minimized. And inequalities of status, facilities, and opportunity. Okay. Then article 39 we will remember with the help of LDC PHC. So LDC PHC, C for children should not be exploited and their childhood should be given well. H for health. P for equal pay for equal work for both men and women. Then C for there should not be concentration of wealth in few hands. It should be properly distributed. D for distribution of resources of community for the common good. అందరికీ మంచి జరిగేలాగా పంచిపెట్టాలి. అండ్ ఎల్ ఫర్ లైవ్లీహుడ్. ఓకే. దెన్ ఆర్టికల్ 39A speaks about free legal aid, equal justice and free legal aid. Then article 40. So what does article 40 speaks about? 40, 41, 42, 43. So article speaks about organization of panchayats. This article is very important. It should not be. So organization of panchayats, and they should be given power such that they can function as self-governments. Then article 41 speaks about 4 minus 1 equal to 3. Three things: work, education, comma, public assistance. సో ఎవరెవరికి ఇవ్వాలి ఈ త్రీ థింగ్స్? అన్ఎంప్లాయిడ్కి, ఓల్డ్ ఏజ్ పీపుల్కి, సిక్గా ఉన్న పీపుల్కి, దెన్ డిసేబుల్డ్ అండ్ సమ్ అదర్ కండిషన్ పీపుల్. ఓకే. దెన్ 4 minus 2, 42 is maternity. So maternity relief and comma just and humane conditions of work. So 43 love you, zindagi or life. Zindagi equal to life. So to live a life should be of decent standard. So to live a decent standard of life we need something called work, and we should have a decent pay also, decent wages and decent conditions of work. For example, there should be a good leisure time so that we can get refreshed and we should come back to the work. Then article 44, they are uniform. So uniform civil code. Then article 45, so 4 minus 5 equal to 1. So article 45 speaks about child care, early child care. ఎర్లీ చైల్డ్ కేర్. సో లెస్ దెన్ 1 years ఉన్న బాబుకి లేదా పాపకి కేర్ తీసుకోవాలి. అండ్ ఆల్సో ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఫర్ దెమ్ till 6 years. So it is Anganwadis. Fine. Then Article 46 will be speaking about two things. So 4 minus 6 equal to 2. SCs and STs. Educational and economic interest of SCs and STs. Educational and economic interests. Then 47. So 47 will be speaking about nutrition, public health, and standard of living. So this also can be remembered like 4 minus 7 equal to 3 things. So it is speaking about NPS. Okay. So nutrition, public health, standard of living. And so in this article they are telling about prohibition of alcohol and drugs. Okay. Then article 48. So adtalis. It means that agriculture and animal husbandry, pasuposhana, should be done in scientific lines. Okay, so they should be done in scientific lines. And also cow, slaughtering of cow, then milch, then draught cattle like camel. Milch is nothing but goat, whatever the animals which are giving milk. Draught animals like camels should not be slaughtered. Then article 48A. So animals ఎక్కడ ఉంటాయి? Forests. So protection of forests and environment, forest and wildlife is spoken in article 48. Then article 49. Article 49. So 40. So forts లోకి నైట్ టైంలో ఎంట్రీ ఉండదు. or else the places of public interest should be protected. Monuments, whatever the things, they should be protected. Then article 50 speaks about 50-50 separation of judiciary from executive. Then article 51, which speaks about international peace and security, should be promoted, and anything if any issues are there, they should be dealt with arbitration. It means that by talks. Okay, so with this we are completing this chapter of dpsps. So there are 3 different types: social, liberal, Gandhian. So no need to go with that. If you are okay with this, it is fine. So you can write this in your exams, whether it is of state public service, state public exams or intermediate exams or any government exam. You can go with this, and it is, if you practice for 2 to 3 times, it is very easy to remember. Hope you have liked the video. So if you have got some info from this, please do like, share and subscribe. Thank you.